Now, the last video that I put out with regards to the fan belt squealing on this thing and how I'd fixed it, it's all wrong. So you need to disregard all of that. It's the bottom pulley and it's just let go, and luckily it's just let go leaving my driveway. Hey guys, I'm Daryl, welcome to the channel. Now, as you can see from the intro, we've had some interesting developments in the belt squeal scenario. Last video I put out was with regards to the fan belt squeal on the Jeep and how I couldn't find what the issue was. And after a lot of detective work, sanded back the gloss off the water pump pulley, and it seemed as though it had fixed it. And because I like to be able to back up what I've say in these videos, I'd driven it around for 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks you'd think it'd come back or get worse or something could fail. But no, in 3 weeks it was absolutely perfect and didn't squeal once. So you figure, okay, I can make the video on it now, I can back up what I've done with regards to data, so we're all good. The next morning after releasing that video, as I said, I put the trailer on to go and get a load of soil to continue the landscaping on the yard, and got to the end of my driveway and there was just a small clatter and the power steering just got really hard and no other lights came on the dash, which was really interesting. Got out and it was this thing. The harmonic balancers let go, and I did go across in the video because I originally thought it was this, and luckily I bought the part and a new pulley to undo it, but this thing has let go and it's moved 15 or 20 mils straight out. So this is the culprit. All I can think is that when the squeal came, this moves around and was moving out, and every now and then it'd centre itself with the tension of the pulley and not move again. I don't know, I can't answer it, but if you're having belt squeal problems and you can't nut it down, it is definitely this. I would I would change this first, and whilst it took 3 or 4 hours to change because it was a bit of a job, you now know what it is and it's fixed for possibly another 14 or 16 years. You can see the rubber, how it's perished on the outside, and on the back there's also small cracks there too. So I don't know if that's a sign of it failing. But basically there's an inner pulley that goes on the front of the crankshaft and the outer pulley, and it's sandwiched with a rubber dampening sleeve. Whether it's pressed on or whatever, it's got to the end of its life and it's just let go. The only thing I can say is it was very, very lucky for me that it happened at the end of my driveway and I could just back down, and not somewhere with half a ton of sand in the trailer or at the middle of a track somewhere. So lucky it happened when it did, but unlucky that I put a video. I'm so frustrated. Unlucky that I put a video out suggesting that I'd fix something and I hadn't really. And that was also when this originally started. I was in the traffic and I stopped at my local Super Cheap, which is an auto accessory store, to buy some CRC belt grip, because I figured if it's a slipping fan belt, that'll fix it and get me home without the embarrassment of it squealing. But that's why it didn't work, because it was this all the time. But the stupid thing was it showed I couldn't see any wobble in this. You know, you took the belt off, you couldn't see any play in it. I'd say the squealing belt that you can't find any fault for is a sign that this is on its way out. So if you have that, I'd say replace this. This wasn't an expensive part. I think it was $50. I think it cost me $100, including shipping from the Rock Auto. I've got a Daco version of that if anyone's after it. Now, to do this job, and we'll run over this today. On my vehicle, I found the easiest way was to take the radiator out, take the air conditioner condenser out, and that allowed me to use a rattle gun on the big nut to get it off. I tried getting it off with my breaker bar, which is about yay long, but didn't work. That took the nut straight off. So good thing to have a good rattle gun. You'll also need some sort of pulley. I went and bought a Harmonic balancer pulley set, and luckily I'd already bought this, so when it happened I could just back the car into the garage and get it done. In the pulley there are 3 threaded holes and 3 non-threaded holes, and with the puller it comes with a whole heap of bolts. 1 will fit, or 3 will fit, and you just thread those bolts into this and just pull it off. And it's with my vehicle, luckily, because it could be a pain, it came off really simply. Now, putting the pulley back on is a press fit too. To put it back on, you can, if you don't have a longer bolt, because you need a longer bolt to start it off, I generally find that if you don't use the washer that lives behind the bolt that holds the harmonic balancer on, and just get a thinner washer, you can generally get enough purchase on the threads that you can start off pushing the harmonic balancer back on the crankshaft. And then when you get a few turns in, you can take it out, put the original bolt back on and drive it home with that. A little bit of Loctite on that bolt's not a bad thing. And when I do it up at the end, I just use the rattle gun because that's good enough. And I did have to use the rattle gun to just get the final little bit of push onto that pulley to get it to line up with all the other pulleys. And with that, it's sorted out the issue. I should have just done this in the first place. When I was looking at all these issues, it was like, as I said in the previous video, it could be a harmonic balancer, and my mind went to, well, I can't find out what it is. It's not the fan belt, it's not the pulleys, it's not the tensioner pulley, harmonic balancer. But when you can't see any play or movement or wobble or anything in that, you think, oh, it's fine, but it wasn't. And the fact that what annoyed me was that after sanding the gloss off that pulley, and it just going away, and going away for 3 weeks and no sign of anything. It was very, very frustrating. So my apologies for that. My apologies that I didn't pick that up, but hey, kind of out of my control a little bit. Although, knowing what you know now, and I'll reiterate, if you've got those issues, I dare say it is the harmonic balancer on the way out. And if it does go and you're out somewhere, that's the end of game. It's a tow truck home. And none of us like that. None of us like seeing our Jeep on a tow truck. So let's have a look at the process of getting this pulley off and back on again. I haven't taking the radiator and the condenser out and back in because you've all seen me do that before.
Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call? So many years has gone by, but I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all. Well, why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable. Can you feel me?
And with that, that's the end of another episode. So I felt I really had to get this out quickly because of the previous episode. I've done about 100 Ks in this since yesterday, and it's just running superbly. There's no problems whatsoever. So in the end, we've got 2 episodes, one that sort of takes you off the right track and one that sort of gets you back on it again. As I said, apologies that I couldn't pick that up, but anyway, these things happen. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.